Perfect. So, anyone else missing over here? Leela, Sweta, both Sandeep, Vikram is missing. No problem. Uh, Guys, yesterday we have seen couple of concepts and we have stopped at where do we stop? We have stopped at list, right?
Image.
Image. Okay, we have stopped at image. So today we are going to start from forms and then we are going to learn about input types and so on. So let's start one by one. So what is form?
The form it contains of fields
Okay,
and the elements. Like there's like a registration form. It
okay,
displays.
It's a list of
hmm,
elements.
okay, perfect. So form is nothing but a collection of elements which contain some fields and elements, just like Sandeep has said. So it is a very important part in UI development. So form is basically can be defined in this way. It is used for submitting a data from front end to back end. It's like whatever you have done. For example, you went to google.com and you try to register it over there. So whatever data you are typing and you want to send it to the backend server, so for that purpose you have to go for the form. Let me make it backend. Okay. So what I believe is I believe on practical. So let me show you practical how exactly the form works. So guys, if you are not speaking, I request you to put on mute so that the video is also getting recorded and there is a lot of distortion in between. So here you can see that this is a basic syntax for HTML, and in this one what we are going to do is we are going to design a login form. Let's consider any one login form. So here you can see that you have email address, password, and one checked box and one sign in. So in the beginning, let's go with a simple thing: email address, password, and a button, sign in button. So we for that what do we need? We need text fields over here and one button. So first of all, before going for coding, the first rule towards coding is you should remember or you should note down what is needed to be done. You should not start coding quickly and then in between you are realizing I should not do this, I should not write this. First you have to do some documentation work in short. So the documentation work over here is I need two text fields here and one button. So for this we need to study how to get a text fields. So text fields are nothing but fields where you are going to enter some data. So till yesterday what we have learned? We have learned something where you have not entered any data. What you have done in that, the data which is present or visible on screen, the data you have used in that case. So now in this case you're going to learn about some concepts where you are going to enter some data and you are going to send some data in that way. So in order to learn about fields, we have a concept of input. Input is a tag in HTML which is defined in this way. Okay, so this input is having various types over here. This type is nothing but attribute. So I'm using Notepad++ from today onwards. So Notepad and Notepad++ advantage of this Notepad++ is here you can have multiple tabs, and if you go with Notepad it's not a problem. But the only thing is, if you want to go for multiple tab here, you don't have any tab here. If you want to go for multiple windows, then you have to open multiple windows in that. So it's your convenience. If you want, you can go with Notepad as well. So let me take input type equal to text, and then we will be seeing more about that. So, and it is having one more attribute here, name, like username. What is name and what is ID we will be learning now. And let's take up to here. It is having some more fields like value, and it is having a placeholder. This all down the line we will see. So I'm closing it and I'm saving it. So here you can have an option like run. So if you want to download this Notepad++, it's pretty simple. Just Google it, download Notepad++, you will get this. So run in Chrome. So you got a text field here. If you display the text field in this way, what is the problem? User don't know what to write here. So for that purpose, what I'm doing is I'm writing something before input field. So what I'm writing is username. I'm saving this and reloading it. So you got a username here with a text field. If you want some gaps over here, okay. Now, so the first line is over. You have to go for the second line. We need password here in the same way. Input type equal to, for time being I'm going with the text only, as I explained you only about the text. I'm going to save this. So you can see that username is coming as well as password is coming, but we want the password to be in the next line. For that, what we are doing, break. If you want, it's still looking messy, one more break. Still it looks messy. So in order to avoid, whenever you talk about the alignment, like it should be perfectly aligned, username, password, text fields and all. So for that purpose, in spite of using these breaks and all, what we can do, we can use our yesterday's concept. So in this you can see that you're having two rows, username is first row, second row, and two columns. So let's pull all this data in a table. So what we learned yesterday, that we are going to apply now. tr td td, I'm creating two columns here, and same followed with one more. So here this td will go with username, and another will go with, let me pull this from here to there. What I did, it's pretty simple. just I have placed a data in tabular format so that it looks nice. Remove this. Let me refresh this. Now you can see that you got a perfect window. And still, if you want, you can provide a border. Border equal to 4, 5, any number. So now you got this. And then what we want something so called button. So before going for button, here I have used one new terminology in terms of input field, input tag, and the attribute which I have used over here is name. So this, what is the use of this name? Name is used for differentiating this two. For example, here also you have same data, and here also you are going to type some data. Data wise, these two are different. If you don't specify the name, while submission it will not come to know which belongs to what. Okay, so in order to differentiate this data, what we are going to do, we are going to wrap up with attribute name, or else you can go with ID. So this is a common question, what is the difference between name and ID? So name can be duplicated but ID cannot be. For example, here I'm giving a uname, and in some case there can be a chance like it can have a same name for other field also. So you can define a same name, but IDs cannot be same. Cannot be, it should always be unique. IDs should always be unique. Name can be same and can be unique. So here the name you can give your anything over here. It's your choice. It's not mandatory that you have to go for username, name, anything you can specify over here. Why we are giving this, that I will show you as a practical down the line. So we are done with few things here, email and password. So let me type something over here. So here you can see that I have given the email username as admin and password as admin. So you can see that the password, there is a security rule that password should never be exposed to real world. So for that purpose, what we have to do, we have to hide this. In order to hide that, we have another field in terms of input tag, that is nothing but password. Just simply use password over here and refresh it. Admin I have given, admin I have given you. Now you can see that password has been hidden. So we are good up to here, but the thing is, we have to complete one more thing, that is nothing but sign in button. So it means that we have to add some more thing over here. So let me add it over here. So button, it means that this is a button. You can see that button is nothing but it is used for performing an event. So for that purpose we have something so called input type equal to button. I will explain you what are the different types of buttons we have, and you can, and here we have value. Value is here, sign in. So this is close of button, and here we go with close of TD, and here we go with opening of TD. If you're not writing anything, simply open and close it. So let me refresh. You can see that you got a button over here. And here you can see that this one single button is taking completing all the corners, means in a single one single button for entireties. So let's do one thing. We'll provide this with, so this says that two columns should be occupied in this case. Column span, yesterday we have studied about this. So you can see that. So alignment, the look and feel, everything we will be learning down the line. So first we are placing components on the screen. So this is, it should be like this, means we have to complete the HTML and then we have to complete the CSS. Then only we will be in a position to develop a same window here. So here this is here we go with all these things. So now you can see that we are able to develop some login window. Let me, here I have used one new thing, that is nothing but button. Button is nothing but a component which will be placed on screen, which is used for performing an event. Event is something which is like guys who are not speaking, please put on mute. So event is something which is which is like clicking on button and sending a data from one page to another page, validating a data in terms of username cannot be number. This type of validation, all this comes under. Typing a text in the text box is also an event. All these things we will be learning down the line. So we are good with developing a window. One small login window we have developed it successfully. So in this we have used username, password, as well as Sweta has joined, right?
So I'm the HTML background. Hello?
Yes, Sweta. Uh, you have joined the call, right?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Okay, you are the HTML user. Okay, perfect. Uh, so finally we are good up to here, but still you can see that here by default some data, some text is placed over here. So when you are typing something, the text is going. So let's go to that point also. So for that purpose, what you have is you have a concept of placeholder. Placeholder equal to, let me take a name Sweta, and you can see that whenever you modify, this will become red. If you save it, it will become blue. So you can see that by default the name is displayed over there. So in the same way, let me make this a bit simple with the name username. So when this placeholder things will be useful, when you are not providing this information like a username, you are not providing as a label, then this will be very much helpful. For example, here you can see that email address and password. So here there is no label saying please enter an email address or email address. It's just defined over here. In the same way here there is no label with password. So same thing follows. If you're not defining this, then you can define over here. And if you want to provide some information for that purpose also, you can use this placeholder like username cannot be numeric, just you want to convey some message, username cannot be numeric, then also you can use a placeholder. So if you type something over here, then it goes. So if you want the same placeholder, you can provide it over here also. So if you reload this thing, yeah, so just we have brushed up our skills in terms of input tag. So we have started our session with the terminology forms. So what is form? It is used for sending a data from one window to another window. For example, I'm going to enter something over here and something over here. This radio, or sorry, checkbox we will be learning down the line. So now you can see that this data has been sent over there and sent to the network, and you got a message like invalid ID, that is nothing but user ID or password. So this data has been received at the network level and then it has been rendered back. So and you should always see the URL. Okay, how is the URL getting changed or not? You should always view that so that you will get the clarity the page is getting displayed or not. Account has been temporarily locked. So this all information, this text box, this div which is popping over here, pop up, all these things we will be learning down the line. So you can see that account got logged, data got submitted, and we got a response also. So for submitting a data we have to use a concept of form. So form is something, form is a tag which is used for submitting a data. What data you want to submit, that complete data should be wrapped in a form tag. So what I want to submit username here and password here, and this I should wrap in a form. So submission of data will is nothing but event. What type of event? Click of button. This type of event should be there. If you're clicking on button, then only it should get submitted. So this complete window depends on a single button. On the click of this button only, the data should go, not by clicking over here and here. So because of that, we have to use submit, input type equal to submit. What is this type equal to submit? Submit is used for submitting a data, and submit and form tag, this has a relationship. If you give button, what happens I will show you, and if you give submit, what happens I will show you. In short, I will explain you the difference between the button and submit down the line. Now before that, I have to cover something over here. For example, the attributes in the form tag. There are a couple of attributes here. Among them, the one is action. So what is this action? Action is nothing but where you want to submit this. That URL you have to specify over here. So where you want to submit this, another page you have to specify, or another backend code you have to specify. So as if now, as this is the first example, so I'm placing hash over here. Using this hash, this complete data will get submitted to another window. Let me show you what is going to happen. So what we have seen, something new in this, we saw a form tag and we saw a concept of submit. Let me show you this. So I'm just cut shorting this. This is not looking good as it's going bigger than bigger. So we have username, password, and if you go for something like alignment, you can specify center there. Let me make it look a bit beautiful there. What I'm doing is I'm just providing some breaks so it's coming down. Okay, so it looks good. It was. So now what I'm giving, admin, and then I'm clicking on submit. Guys, watch the URL. So you can see that the URL got changed. So what is the URL here? Username is admin, password is admin, and your page got reloaded also. So it means that your data has been submitted to some other page. If you're not redirecting to some other page, this hash will be followed up. And how to know the data is going? So by seeing the URL, uname admin you have given, and pwd admin you have given. This information which you have typed over here, that has been carried out. And where it has been sent? It has been sent to 1.html. As we have only one file here, like 1.html, because of that, it's redirecting to the same file. So if you want to send to some other file, 2.html, you can send in this way. So what you have to write? You have to write action with respective to the file name. So before sending over here, you should make sure that this file is existing in the same location. If the file is not existing, and if I'm trying to send the data, what happens then? Let's see. So I have reloaded it. Admin. So you can see that the data has been sent to 2.html with username admin and password as admin. But what is the problem? As 2.html is not existing, so because of that, you got a message like this web page is not found, or else you will be getting 404 error if you're running this on server. So we will run this application in Tomcat going forward, where we will be using one small Java example where JSP, Tomcat, and some Bootstrap, everything, whatever we have learned till end, that all we will merge and form a simple example on server. So what I was saying, as if now we are beginners here, so that level of understanding we don't have. So let's make the core strong first, then we'll go for that part. So here 2.html is missing, because of that also here we got this page. So what we need here, we need to go for one more file, new, and I'm going to specify here head. I'm putting empty, body and close of HTML. Here just I'm going to call a message welcome, and I would like to go with bigger one, bigger font, and which should be highlighted as well. So I would like to save this. So here 2.html. So in short, we have created one more file here. Why we have created one more file? Because we are redirecting this complete data to another file. So let me clear this, give the URL 1.html, sam I have given. So now you can see that the file is residing over there, and we have displayed the message also. Okay, so what we learned, using form, we will be communicating from one page to another page. Here we have taken 2.html. This can be anything. This can be a backend URL as well. It can be anything. So we will see that one by one. Now let's learn something in deep. So now what I have done is I have used the concept of button. So this button, now it's not submit, it's button now. So here I'm giving admin, admin, and clicking on sign in. So you can see that nothing is happening. So in which case we have to go for button and in which case we have to go for submit. So there will be scenarios where you will be validating a data. For example, here you want specific credentials for the admin user. Okay. So, and for that, if the username is admin, then it should go to some other page. If the username is XYZ or anything other than admin, it should go to some other page. So in that case, you will be using button. Button will be followed with JavaScript code, and submit will not be followed with that. Submit will pick the form action directly and it will redirect it. But button, so what I said, you have to check the username. So for validating the username, we will be going for button. Okay. So yeah, using button, you will be writing some script over there where you will be picking the username, whatever we have typed at the screen, and we will validate it. If it is admin, then it will redirect to some other. In spite of redirecting to 2.html, it will redirect to admin.html. If it is something else other than admin, then it will be redirecting to 2.html. So this I will explain you when we go to the JavaScript. So we are still in HTML. Once HTML is done, we will merge some CSS there. After merging CSS, then we go for the scripting. Okay, so you should go for submit here. If you go for submit, then your data will get submitted. And your data is visible. You can see your data here. So we have another field in form, that is nothing but method. So we have different types of methods. Among them, there are it's get, post, put, delete, many other. So among these all methods, the two most commonly used methods are get and post. So what is method first of all? This method indicates the way of submitting a data. Okay, let me use post and show you the example, then we'll discuss on that. 1.html is there. Admin, admin. I'm clicking on sign in. You can see that data is not appended in the URL. So when you don't want to expose your data to the real world, then you will be going for the method concept. If I remove this, then what happened? Go back here. Admin, admin. So you are exposing your data to the real world. People can just modify it from here and they can enter over there. So this is nothing but vulnerability. So in order to provide the security, that is nothing but avoiding data to the real world or exposing data to the real world, we will be going for the method concept. So there are two most important methods here. One is get and another one is post. Get versus post. I will give you the small overview on this. Get is nothing but it will expose data in the URL, and post will hide data in URL. Expose of data will be there and hide of data will be there. Get will send the data up to 1024 MB, and using post you can send unlimited data. Okay, so get is restricted with some size, and post can send the data in an unlimited way. So get will be sending a data appending to the URL. So URL means here when you are typing something here, the data will be appended to the URL. This URL here it is appending, whereas post will append the data to the body, and from the backend it will with body info it will send data. It is not visible to us. It will send data from the backend. Okay, and there are many more differences, but these are the very basic things which we have to remember. Still, if you want to know what is the difference between get and post in detail, so you can simply type difference between get and post in HTML. You can just refer that. So let me use post here and show you the data once again. Admin. Okay, data is not visible. So whenever you want to send bulk amount of data, that is, then you should go for the post. If you have limited data, then you should go for the get. The one simple point which we have, one simple and very important point which I missed over here is which one is faster. Get is very faster. Which one is secured? Post is secured. Why post is secured? Post will not expose data to the real world. Okay, let's go bit more detail in detail in short. So username, I'm able to enter user ID with alphabets, numbers, special characters, everything I am writing. So I want to restrict the user because a person name will be always with alphabets will be there. Means Michael, if you take Michael 1, Michael 2, Michael 3 will not be there. I mean to say that numbers might be there are some person who might have numbers also. I'm not sure. I never heard. So, but I want to provide a restriction in my application that it should be a character only. There should not be a special character. Michael underscore Jack. This should not be there. So it should allow only characters. So this type of restriction we can provide, and password should be a numeric. So this type of restriction you can provide. So for that, what we have to do is, I'm missing that field name. Yeah. So for that purpose, what? Let me add a one more field here, and then I will go for phone number. I'm taking here. Okay, let me restrict over here only. So here we need something, some JavaScript code here, basically for performing some validation. This is known as validation. But HTML comes handy with some of the fields. Some fields are there which can be provided, which can provide validation. For example, email ID is there. For password, guys, we have to go for JavaScripting code where we can restrict it. Okay, okay, let me complete this. And here also we can provide some restrictions up to max length and all, but it should be only characters or number. For that we have to write some script, and I have not yet started a script concept to you. If I write also, you will not understand at this moment. Hmm, but I have to show some validation. I For that purpose I have taken one field here, another type of field, that is nothing but email. So you can see that it's still going right. So you can see that please include at the rate, because email ID will be having at the rate hostname like gmail.com. So you have to specify the hostname also. If someone is not specifying, HTML browser internally validates this. So this type of thing. And here max equals to 5. In terms of password, I'm using one more field, max equal to 5. So when I'm clicking on sign in, so it's max length. Yeah, it's max length. Admin. So I'm trying to enter a huge characters here, but still it's not allowing. Let me take in this way. It's more than 5, right? Paste it over here. So you can see that it is allowing up to 5 only. So this type of small validation you can do by using a built-in HTML code. And more than that, if you want to do, what is required is you have to go for the scripting. And so what we learned one more new thing, so called email. And we also learned about the max length here. In the same way, you have min. I think we have to check this tag. Min equals to 3. Let me reload. Min or min length, something we have. Max min. Let me give this gmail.com. Yeah, it's this. Min is not supporting to this browser. You can try this on Internet Explorer. So browser compatibility also you will learn down the line. So this is what's a small, some fields which we have used. What we have studied in this is usage of input field and usage of form tag. Let's go a bit further. You can see that you are also using some checkbox in this case. So let's go with the checked box here. I'm just removing this email and going with the checked box. So let me go with the checked box now. For a checkbox, what do we have? radio is for that. Checkbox. And name, any name you can specify there. So here what, stay sign in. So the name which I'm giving over here is stay sign in. Anything you can write in terms of name. And yeah, I'm closing this with close of TD. And as we have two columns there, open one more TD and close TD. And then close of TR. So we have used one more concept, so called checkbox. What is this checkbox? We will be seeing now. So you can see that something is there, but still the data is missing over here. So let me add some data here. Stay sign. So next to checkbox, we need to add some data there. Stay. Oh, you can see that. But here again the same problem. What is that? It should be a single column. Here we are getting a two columns. So where you want it to be a single column, here. Column span equals to 2 you have to use here. It will be merging two columns with a single one. And make sure you have removed the another opening and closing. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So if you want to see how this stay sign in will be passed in terms of URL, as it is a checkbox, how the data will be passed, then you can go with this. Stay sign in on. Okay. So still if you want to do some validation on this, like please enter the username, please enter the password, then we have to write the script for that. So this small window we have done successfully. Let's go for the big one. So you can see here, now we are with big one. First name, last name, Yahoo username, password, mobile number will not should not accept our this thing. Characters in our case, which we are going to provide, and some drop downs. So, and some radio. Radio means any one will be checked. Optional recovery number, relationship, some label, some hyperlinks, and finally with button. So even you have something over here. So let's start in this way. Sign up you have, and so how many labels do you have? One label here and some another label over here. So you are having two labels in this case. And after that, what else do you have? You have some text fields here. This is the one text field, two text field, three, four, five, six, seven text fields. And what else do you have? You have something like drop downs. This is 1, 2, 3. 3 drop downs here. Yeah. And fourth one, this one we'll see last. 4 drop downs. As if now we'll consider 3 drop downs. So let's start now. We are trying to design this kind of window, and from today onwards I'm going to give some assignments. It will be appreciated if you do this. So you people have to complete this one. It should be replica. In terms of look and feel, we can avoid that, but other than that, everything should be there in terms of fields and all. Okay, so please complete this and mail me. So everything should be there. So in terms of look and feel, you can avoid. Means it alignment wise, you can avoid because we have not yet started CSS. So let's design this in a quicker way because we are left with only half an hour and we have to complete so many things. I have listed down something over here. Text, submit we have seen, button we have seen, radio we'll see, checkbox we'll see, number we will see, email we have seen, file, and many more. Form action, autofocus, read only, and many more things we have to see. Date type. So all these things, and audio, displaying some audio like playing a music on your website, how it's possible. Embedded code. If you go for anything like yahoo.com or youtube.com, there will be some embedded code. I will explain you when I go for iframe, and so many things are there. And we are running short of time. Let's go a bit fast. So things we will learn in this way only. We have to take something as an example and we have to develop like a replica of that. So again, now we are not going to use labels here. Only at the top level we are going to have something sign up. So I'm going to just remove everything from here to form. I will decide when what is required. Now we are standing on a simple window where we are going to have a fields here. So what do we have at the top level? Sign up. I'm just closing this H1 here. Let me see the output. Sign up. The sign up is going some other location. Let me bring it to the center. Let me bring it down. Alignment wise, we will see later on. Some CSS is required for that. When I am saying alignment, what does it mean is you can see sign up over here, and in this case you are seeing sign up over at this location. If you want to bring it at this location, there is something padding, border, so many things. Align, left align, right align, CSS properties we need. Oops. So let's go for some text fields now. So what do we have? Everything is well aligned here. So let's wrap all these things in a table. Table, when I'm opening, I have to follow with the closing also. So here you have first name. So definitely it will be followed with TR and TD. So here what we should do, we have to go for text and name equal to any name. First name. Close of TD. Another column is yeah. Next, this validation messages and all we'll see down the line, guys. Because as I said you, that is all JavaScript validation. One more text field. What is that? Username. Again, this we need a bit lengthy. Should cover it whole. And so this should cover two columns. So for that purpose, what do we need? Span equals to 2. So it's good if you refresh every time and see your output. Okay, we will increase this width down the line. Let me increase it. Width equal to 300 I am giving. I'm giving width over there and width over here. It's not affecting. I will explain you how to debug. This is nothing but debugging skills. When you are not able to reach something, then you can go with this. Column span to width equals to 22. Okay. We have something. Once we start using our tools, no, we don't have to go for this why it's not coming. Just you can drag and drop over there. You can extend as much you want. So once you are used to with that, then you have to, it's very difficult to remember. mm, Let me make it triple two. It's not reflecting here. If you get stuck somewhere, you have your friend Google with you always. How to increase, oh, size. This we need to use a size attribute there. Size. Let me check, is this working here in our case? Oh, it worked. So everything we can't remember. I especially I can't, I have some problem. So now you can see that it has been occupied with a good one. So just let me remove this. If you want, you can debug from here. Okay, we have not yet started debugging, and debugger tool is there which I have to explain you using Mozilla. Chalo, let's wrap this first and then we'll discuss more on. So you can see that first name is over, last name is over, Yahoo username. Let me place some placeholders also. First name, and here, oh, this one is for username, and this will be ended with the placeholder last name. Let me refresh here. First name, height wise also will increase. Password, password. So password is also a single field. Let me copy this and paste it over here, and let me change this with password. And name, you can give anything. This also need to be changed. Password. Save this, run it once again. Yeah, password is also over. Next, what do we have? We have a combination in this case. So for as if now what we will be doing is we're not going for all this complicated text field because it's a combination of three things. So we will see down the line here they have used some images also. So at the beginning level we are just going with the mobile number, and this mobile number is only for a single column. If you want it to be for two columns and if you want it to be up to here, then you can go for column span. So we paste this over here, but in this case what I want is I want it to restrict it for, because mobile numbers will not have this characters and special characters, so I want to restrict it to only number. For that purpose what I did, I have used a concept of number here. Okay, so if you try to enter something else also, it will not allow. If you try to enter number, it will allow you. If you want to increase, you can increase in this way. If you want to decrease, you can decrease in this way. And if you want to type manually, you can manually type over there. And let me increase the size here. Okay, I want to restrict it to some length of the mobile number should be 10. 10 digits should be allowed over there. 10 is over. Oh, we have to reload. 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Still it's allowing. Max length or max some.
Sir, it's size.
Is it size is for the width. Okay, let me try this. 5 6 7 8 9 0. Still is allowing. Max length. Okay, so size we have already specified with the. Okay, let me give the size as 10. Let's see if the size will work or not. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we need to check this. We have some browser compatibility also. And let's do one thing. Let's wrap this in form because it's a validation. So using form might be this will help us out. Type equal to submit. We'll do this. So mobile number we have given over here and we have restricted to numbers. So if you get stuck anyway, it's simple. What you can do is how to fix a length in a text field, HTML. Then you can get this over here, size, how to fix the data length. You can get in this way. You can just Google and you can try. As we are running short of time, we have to still go for some more fields. Let me go quickly. So next what we have something like 3 drop downs here. Let me go for drop downs. Drop downs are new concept for you. We have not yet studied this. 1, 2, 3. So let me explain you. Those who are guys who are not speaking, I request them to put on mute. So we have something like select and we have something like option, and in this option you can specify your data whatever you want. So this drop down example I would like to take separately because it has a huge to explain and this need more code. So for that purpose what I have done is I have taken in a separate window, then we will merge this code over there. Option 2, option, option 3, option. So I'm just saving this. What I said you, every opening should be followed with the closing. So in spite of 1.html, I shall go for 2.html. So you can see that you got a drop down over here. So what we have learned? In order to provide a drop down, we have to wrap the code with select tag with option tags. So in this we have 1, 2, 3 drop downs. So I will be taking 3 months, Jan, Feb, March, and few dates and a year. So let me go in this way. Select option, month as Jan, close this option. One more option, Feb, option. One more option, March. Close of option, close of select. So close of TD, close of TR. Let me save this and see the output up to here. So you can see that Jan, Feb, March. Something else is also coming there. Something else is like this. Let me remove this. So Jan, Feb, March. Before that, what we have? Birthday. Let me write something here. Oops. Let me refresh. Don't worry about this exact look and feel. Exact look and feel will be possible once we go for CSS. Now here you can see that the top level is month. So if you want to provide the top level as month, provide the first one as month. Option. Okay, month is there. I'm not going for rest of the two. Just we have to add it over there. And next is radio. Just like drop down, we have to be very specific with the radio. For that we have to go for a separate example. Okay, let me do one thing. Drop down code, same, I will just go for the month, day, and year. Day, year. Day first. Yes, I'm taking 2 3 dates here. You can go for more dates. 90, 91, 92. And here I would like to go with column span, because span will help me to fix the length issue. Okay, so month, day, year. So exact what I said, you exact you will not get as if now. If you see over here also, there will be lot of CSS. So we are not aware about the CSS and all. So we will be learning about that down the line. Once we learn, we will be getting the same thing. And yeah, we have to go for the radio. Let me go for radio now. Do you have any questions up to here? Or else we are just going on, nothing is clear.
It's good, sir.
Okay. What about others? Guys, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Everything is fine.
Perfect. So,
Material which you are provided, or
what is that?
directly we can Google it? Is there any material which you prepared which we can share with? We can share us?
Uh, for this, I don't have any material, especially for HTML, because these are
Yeah,
the very
not only HTML. Yeah,
other than HTML. I can provide you material for jQuery and all.
yeah,
jQuery, JavaScript. For UI, I will provide you some extra material. Also,
yeah,
I have Angular, Backbone, Node, and all. That also, if you need, I
yeah,
will provide you.
yeah,
Okay. And still,
yeah,
if you want any hard copy and all, you can ask to the person from where contractor you can ask.
yeah.
Oh, I closed one window. Let me open that. Yeah, guys. So we are just discussing about this. Now we have something so called radio button. Some radio button new concept we are going to learn. So I'm going to go a bit fast now because there is a time lagging and I have to complete many more things. Some validation, high level validation we have to perform. So I will let me go for radio. Mm, name name is something like schooling, and one more radio, something like graduate. qualification I have given. So let me go with 2.html. Sorry for missing A. Sorry for missing A. So you can see that both are getting selected, right? And we have to provide some information also. Let me provide some information here. Schooling and graduate. So you can see that qualification is a label. If you want, you can provide. If you don't want, you can remove this. It's better to provide over there. Schooling or graduate. Why I have taken this separate example means here people will get confused how to get. A person will be either doing a schooling or he will be doing a graduate. So it's not possible that schooling and graduate will go parallelly. So anyone will get selected. In the same goes with the sex, male and female, and many more examples will be applicable over here. So anyone will get selected in that case. So in order to provide a restriction of getting selected twice, so what we have to do is we have to go for going a same name. Here the name plays a very important role. Qual means the name is same. Then this or this. In this way it will go. I hope it's pretty clear. It's pretty simple as well. HTML is something which you can learn very quickly. Let me go with tr, again td, and close of td, close of tr. But as per our requirement, here it should be, we don't need any label here. We need so what I said you, the name should be same. So what happened? Oh, anyone will get selected. So in this example, especially when we are going for sign up, we got to know with some new things like drop downs and this radio, and this another thing is nothing but optional, and this you can add over there. And finally we have a button, so called create account. So let me add a button. So what is the use of this button? This button is used for submitting a data. So when it comes for submitting a data, then we have to go for the form tag here. So what data is going to be submitted? The entire page is going to be submitted. So we are enclosing a form tag with a couple of tags. The tags are nothing but this one. The opening and closing we have given. So finally we are going to, I'm not going to consider these two fields here and this label. At least I shall go for a label. I am not going for these two text fields, and simply I am going to place a button over there. Now let me place a button, because I have to explain you some more different types of input fields. Submit, value. Button will be followed with value. So what is a value here? Here the value is nothing but create account. Close of td, close of tr. Again this should be a white for two columns. So you can see that you have created the account, a button you have placed over there. Now a couple of things which I want to do over here is, by default I want to fill this form. This is something here also we are having some data, but when we are writing something it's going from there. So what I want is username I want to provide them from my choice. They should not allow to enter or change the username. Let's consider the scenario in this way. By default, it will be helpful to you when you are moving from first page to another page, and first page partial data you want to load in the second page, and you don't want to you don't want the user to edit that data or modify that data. In that case, that type of scenario, you can apply this. So in short, when I load this page, there should be some data loaded in this way, and we should restrict changing the data. So for that, for example, we are going for the username. So where is username? For that, what I'm doing is I'm going for value here, and the value is nothing but admin I'm giving. So you can see the difference. The difference is by default this got loaded, and if you want to change this, it will append over there, and you can modify it as well. So what I said, we should restrict it from modification as well. So what we can do is we can use a concept of read only. If you provide read only over there, then what happens over here is I'm trying to click the, and I'm trying to modify that, but still it's not allowing me to go for modification over there. So this is what value tag is used for placing a default value, and if you want to restrict from the modification, then you can go in this way. Next, there are many things. So disable, you can go for disable if you want to disable any, just like read only, you can use disable with respective to the buttons. You should not allow a user to click on create button until the complete form get filled up. For that purpose, you can use disable over here. And yeah, autofocus. So this is very important thing, autofocus. You can see that when this page is loading, by default our cursor is popping over here, it's blinking, so that you don't have to come over here and click on the cursor. So autofocus means you want to focus for a specific field whenever the page get loaded. For example, I'm loading a page here, it's not focusing anyway, so you want to focus it here. User don't have to come over here, click over here, and you should not start typing from there. So for example, if I don't provide autofocus, even though I'm typing, it's not getting typed over there. So people don't want to come and click, and then that should get started with typing and all. So for that case, we have a concept of autofocus. Means whenever page get loaded, your cursor will get focused over there. So even though I'm loading, so you can see that you can start typing over there, because the intention of this page to fill some data, and filling of data will be started from this field. If you want to autofocus on mobile number first, you can go simply by placing at next to the mobile number. So you can see that you're focusing. So in this way the autofocus is useful. So this type of scenarios will be there for you guys when you have a project in support. So in support they want this first the login ID, username at the username level. Small bugs will come at that level. You can go for this small kind of things. And that's it, guys. We have many more things to discuss, but time is not permitting me now. So we'll see the rest of the concepts tomorrow. So I request you, I appreciate you if you get a time to work on this. Especially what I said you is to go for the Naukri.com. Register. So if you have any questions, you can stay on the call. If you don't have any question, then you can drop off. So what I will do is I will just